Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It's your girl, Star Flames, and we're back with another video. In this video, guys, we're gonna talk about Sloan Bella being right again. Let's talk about it, shall we? Because if you guys have been keeping up with my channel, you guys know that I've been reacting heavily on the Sloan Bella's prophecy. Now, in this video, we're gonna talk about what she had said about Donald Trump. Now, initially, Sloan Bella said that she could not see the election. Then she came back and she said, we switched timelines. And the moment we switched timelines, she gave a very detailed explanation as to how she was aware that we switched the timeline. And she said when the timeline was switched, she heard Trump was gonna win. And no doubt, Trump won the election. Now, just before Donald Trump won the election, Sloan Bella said he's gonna win, but they're not gonna allow him to lead. And we're gonna see evidence of him not being allowed to lead. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff that is very indicative. Also, Sloan Bella said, as it relates to the America versus Russia propaganda, whatever America says is going on in Russia is what is actually going on in America and vice versa. No, I find it super duper amazing that Sloan Bella and Candace Owens is literally saying the same thing. And I believe that everyone who is paying attention can literally see that Donald Trump is not ruling. He's basically like a puppet at this point in time. Because if you look at what they're doing, they're targeting students who had protested against the brutal slaying of innocent Palestinian women and children. Those kids are getting deported irrespective of them obtaining a student visa. And not only that, now Donald Trump administration, they're going after these colleges, threatening to take away their funding. Most recently, Donald Trump and Harvard University has become a significant flashpoint in this debate over academic freedom and the federal oversight. The Trump administration recently froze $2.2 billion in federal funding for Harvard after the university refused to comply with demands to overhaul its hiring, admissions, and teaching practices. These demands were framed as efforts to combat anti-Semitism on campus, but Harvard has argued that they infringe on academic independence and constitutional rights. So basically, what the administration is pushing for is the protection of Israel, so Zionism to speak, and they're doing it in the workplace, in the schools. You cannot criticize Zionism, you cannot criticize Israel as it relates to, the genocide against the Palestinian. So, what is that indicating? Exactly as Sloan Bella said, they will not allow Trump to rule. Now, there is a far more significant and very complicated discussion about this, because I know that everyone is saying, yay, Donald Trump for president. But I find some hypocrisy here because take, for example, Kim Kardashian. If she is, coming out as a Trump supporter, she gets dragged for being a Trump supporter. Kanye West, on the other hand, can openly praise and adore as well as support Donald Trump, but when he does it, it is okay, and Kanye West is the smart guy. But if Kim does it, Kim Kardashian is a sellout. So you really have to realize that there's a battle going on here, and it's really sad and it's really unfortunate to see that the American people are getting their rights and their freedom of expression being taken away from them, and many people are tricked in the sense to believe that, in America, you guys are so safe, so secure, and the rest of the world is watching like, where aren't you guys paying attention? Now, one of the main things for me that is just picking at me consistently is the announcement that they will not be canceling student loans. It's like $3.3 It's $3.3 trillion. And the American government is refusing to bail out their labor force, the future of their country. But at the same time, if you look at the funding that they are dedicating to other countries, it far suppresses the student loan debt amount. And I'm wondering, why is it that there's this consistent need to always fund other countries greater than how America funds their own country? Take, for example, what they're promising to give to Israel, what they are promising to give to the Ukraine and other pledges. Why is it that America is going on a tariff war against China and other countries and say they want to build back the infrastructure of their country when building that infrastructure starts with the younger generation? Because that is how China got to the place that they're at. Every time their government would make money, the government would invest that money into their labor force, namely the schools. They ensure that they were consistently funding schools, education, healthcare, everything that has to do with profession. So if it is the case that America wants to become as even more powerful than China, why not replicate what they're doing and invest your money in your own people? Just imagine you're paying your tax dollars and you're consistently hearing that your tax dollar amount is going to everyone with the exception of you. This is going to cause a rebellion, and before you know it, the American people are going to truly realize and recognize and acknowledge how oppressed they are, and everyone is winning off of their hard labor besides themselves. All their monies are going to everyone besides the people who are truly chipping in, and it is going to cause a rebellion. Or in other words, as some people may say, my friends, you're fucked. And that's just the honest truth. So the fact of the matter is, Sloan Bella's prophecy about Donald Trump not being allowed to rule, you can literally see it coming out. And I find it so eye-opening to the fact that Sloan Bella and Candace Owens is saying the same thing. Sloan Bella is doing it from a predictive state. Candace Owens is doing it from an organic state, in the sense that she's looking at the analytics. She's looking at what is being said, how it's being said, the actions that are being taken, and she's looking at the future implications of these decisions and actions, how it's going to greatly and vastly affect the American people. And it will be the younger generation who the administration is refusing to bail out, who will have to bear the burden of these tax dollars. I don't know what's going to happen, but as China says, you guys don't need a tariff, you all need a revolution. And that's all I have to share in this video with you guys. Let me know what's your take. While you're at it, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and I say a prayer to the American people. Peace.